Hey guys, welcome to the Avoiding Broke podcast with me, Leanne.
Me, Jermaine.
We're so happy you've joined us on this Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Remembrance Sunday, pub.
Yes, an important Sunday.
Yeah, massively. So, guys, thank you to anybody who's a former or serving service person. Thank you for your service. Really appreciate it. And happy Remembrance Sunday to everyone.
Yes, happy Remembrance Sunday, guys. And if there are any serving people, then please do. If you have any comments, drop them in and we will get back to you.
100%.
Most definitely. So, what are we going to talk about today? Now, for me, I think that there's only 6 weeks left till Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
So I think it's a great time actually when you've got quite a defined period of time to actually set yourself a nice challenge. And I think Christmas is a great opportunity for that because you know what it's like. We overspend, there are sales out there, we want to buy lots of gifts and lots of food and decorate the house. And actually it can run away with you a bit. I know this happened in the past with me. You kind of get excited, things run away with you a bit and you can overspend.
Yeah, look, I think there's a natural kind of waking up we need to do when it comes to any holiday, not just Christmas, because we've got our friends across the seas who are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving soon as well, for example, yes. And other celebrations. Getting control of our money, our finances, our behaviour is important, right? So I'm with you, 100%.
Yes. So we've got 6 weeks until Christmas,
yeah.
And I think we can have the Avoid and Broke 6 week challenge here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's...
What does that mean?
So that means let's try and use these 6 weeks to try and set ourselves a goal on our finances, to actually try not to overspend, to rein things in and work towards one of your financial goals.
Yeah, so look, I would go a little bit more aggressive on it, I think. I think a goal not to overspend and rein things in is too simple. I think we need to jazz it up a little bit, right? Okay. So, like, what does it really mean? Like, when you look at this kind of period of time, firstly, let's look at income. No matter what happens, guys, our income is quite typically, at best, fixed, or if anything, it would be reducing. So, you know, in the UK, we've got furlough, for example. In other jurisdictions, you may have other kind of worker support schemes as well. So, first things first is income protection.
Yes.
As a minimum, it should be income protection. If you can get any income upside, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, for me, that's got to be one thing we look at, no?
Definitely. Income protection, I think that's clear.
How do you do it?
You on that.
Yeah, well, how do you do it? Give me an idea. What do you think?
On your income protection.
Me? You got to be putting. You look. You can see which one of us thinks about the income and which one of us doesn't. Guys, look, just to kick us off, right? So, this for me is a key time where cream rises and your performance in whatever your profession is, it needs to be really at the top of the pile. And it can come down to sheer good old-fashioned hard work. Because, you know, we're at a point in time where you might see more people who are at risk of redundancy. You've got a little bit less certainty about what short and medium and long-term like job market outlooks look like, for example. Well, what kind of people do you want around you? You want people who are hardworking, reliable, will put the extra effort in. I always just think like of good old-fashioned hard work as being the foundation for a lot of things. And so the key way that I'd be looking to protect income right now, grinding.
Do a good job.
Do a great job. Not good.
Okay.
Anyone who's doing a good job is not going to have their income protected, right? Anyone who's doing a great job has got a better chance. So I think that's a really important element of it. But, you know, look, I think there are also going to be alternative ways to boost your income. And we've covered it a little bit before on previous videos. So I don't think we should go over that point now. No. But if you wanted to set yourself a real challenge, look, you've got an opportunity, guys, right? If you can look at what your income is right now and you can really have tangible steps. 3 tangible steps, be it around working overtime, be it around turning up an hour early and leaving an hour late, be it around increasing your skill on the job so that you're able to demonstrate more value, getting trained in another part of your organisation, whatever it may be, guys, offering a different service. If you're in a service business, offering a different service to your customers. All of these things make you more resilient in any kind of working environment because you add more value, you generate more opportunity. That will help you protect your income. 100% believe it.
Me too. I'm completely with you on that one. I think you've covered it nicely. So that's income.
Cool. We won't talk about expenses
So
then.
Let's talk about expenses.
You see who has the expenses. Go for it.
It's true. So here we've got Christmas. And as we've spoken about, it's usually a time when we would overspend. So I think a good way of actually trying to manage this is plan. You can planning. Don't do these things ad hocly. Don't get swept up with everything. I would make a list and I would plan. And I would say within the 6 weeks that we have, there may be a good opportunity also to spread the cost. And I think that also makes things a lot easier. So you don't have this one hit at the end, which then may actually cause stress and anxiety or anything like that. If you've got that big expense in one hit and you're thinking about, okay, how am I going to cover this? If you plan from the beginning, make a list of all of the things that you want, not only does that help you kind of make sure that you're getting exactly what you want and not too much, then you can also spread it.
I'm with you on that.
Because you've thought about it in advance. I'm a big planner. I like my list, so
you can see
that works for me.
Well, I reckon you said the word plan and list about 13 times in the last minute, so... Look, guys, look, structure matters, doesn't it, right? It really does matter. So our household is a little bit funny. So the way I think about Christmas is, look, I think you can be flexible on all of the gift giving. I mean, usually it's more of a time for celebration and for family. Be flexible on the gift giving. Live within your means. You know, guys, the temptation to go and be lavish, to go and take credit, to do point of sale financing. So when you get to the checkout, they give you a nice payment plan, spread payments over a few months. The temptation will always be there, guys. You know, but guys, let's be really, really careful and not be easily led into temptation, because you can find it takes you 10 minutes to get into debt, which it could then take you 4 years to shift.
Yeah.
And that for me is a really scary reality.
That's a great point, actually, right? Because we've seen, even just shopping online, how easy it is to take credit.
Like anything. Look, anything. And I think that's where behaviourally, guys, we've all got to be very tuned in to what we are tempted to do naturally and what organisations out there will be putting in front of us and making it so super easy to go and spend. So guys, I'm not saying don't spend, of course it's not, but it's more about understand the risks that you're going to face and make sure you're prepared. You have got a plan on how to face them. Absolutely crucial, because 10 minutes to get into debt, 4 years to get out, those aren't maths that I like.
Yeah, I don't like those.
That equation doesn't make sense.
No, and just putting in a bit of structure at the beginning can really help not to fall into those
100%.
So I'm completely with you. Structure.
100%. And sorry, no, go. You go.
I was going to say, like Jermaine said, this isn't a don't spend. You know, don't buy people gifts, don't buy your family gifts, that kind of stuff. But I would just say it's about doing things in your way and making sure you've got the structure and doing things that you're comfortable with. And so just have that plan in place.
100%, guys, you've got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to be disciplined. And I think that's the key thing it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Understand that you can easily overspend, and understand that 10 minutes to get into 4 years worth of problems is not clever maths. It's just not clever maths. So take a little bit more time, save if you need to, really determine if you need to go and consume the thing that you're looking at. And quite often the answer is we don't. So just step back, be disciplined, just chill. Like, there are going to be lots of times in our lives to spend a lot of money, but we need to know how to be disciplined in the key moments, because that's what makes a difference. In the long run, that's what makes a difference.
It's true.
Right?
These are, very different times we're living in at the minute, so let's try and do things differently.
Absolutely. That's it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Okay. So we've gone through income and expenses then.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I wanted to touch on with this, and this is, so we've spoken about this 6-week challenge, is the kind of positive impact actually that taking charge, setting yourself that challenge and working towards something can actually have on your mental health as well.
Sure.
During this time. So I just wanted to say that, the things that we're speaking about can have a hugely positive impact on your finances, which we've spoken about, but also that leads into a positive impact on your mental health as well.
100%. And look, folks, when we the way we often think about money, and it might be helpful for you, is you've got to have models in your head that really make sense for how you approach things in the world. So when it comes to things like your finances and how you run your life, have a model that is really clear about the fact that you don't necessarily want to get into debt that's going to burden you forever.
Yeah.
Have a model that says you want to be able to have options in life. And so to have options, you need to be able to think long term as well as short term. have a model that says if you've got a family, you want to be able to support them over a longer period of time. So in order to do that, you've got to be a little bit disciplined right now so that you can create opportunities. You know, you become a producer, a creator, and your models need to support that. A mistake that we sometimes make is we don't have those models.
No.
We sometimes think too short term, and then we end up getting stuck. And like we said before, you can get stuck in 10 minutes, but it takes you years to get out of. And guys, that's the kind of thing to really keep in mind when you're making decisions. Sense check them against that kind of logic, because you're going to find your mental health does improve. It definitely does improve.
It really does.
Yeah. So I think it's a really good point that you've made there, Leanne. Really good point. And maybe even a good place to end it, because I think we've given a really sensible structure around income and expense and the link to mental health, which I think is a great foundation and a great part of the challenge.
I agree. That's a beautiful place to leave it, and
Yeah.
you've summarised, I think, it really well how we've gone about this episode.
Good. I think, guys, what could be interesting, and do let us know in the feedback and comments, is whether or not you're interested in us spinning off something around assets and liabilities, right? Because there's another part of this argument which says once you get your foundation set in terms of your income and expense, you can then look a little bit more creatively about how you start playing with assets and liabilities to try and generate a little bit more wealth. We could probably do that as part of the challenge, or we could do it separately.
Yes.
But let us know in the comments and we can take a look at that.
Yeah, drop us a comment about that or anything else you want to talk to us about, and we'll get back to you.
Perfect. So guys, and as ever, if you want to get in touch with us, we are everywhere at Avoiding Broke. So please do reach out. And if there's nothing else, I think we'll see you next week for another session.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you next week. You guys have a great week.
Yeah.
If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, and if you like the video, hit the like button, and we will see you next week.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Have a lovely Remembrance Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.